Hey everyone, how you doing today? Happy Sunday. It's a good Sunday. So, I got my lab work back because I'll be seeing my endocrinologist at the beginning of January. So, thought I'd show you my lab work as I have been doing. I got my lab work done on the 24th, Christmas Eve. And it actually came back. They didn't even notify me. They didn't even send me an email at all. Normally they send me an email saying that my lab results are ready, but it actually came in on the 26th. So it came in on Thursday, actually. So let's take a look at it, shall we? All right. Let me turn up the brightness for you. There we go. Your lab test results, 24th, got it back 26th. So as always, my white blood cell count is always slightly low. Reference range 3.4. It's always slightly low. That's just how it is. That's just how my body is. The doctor's not concerned about it. That's just what they say is. That's just how my body is. Okay, it's not an issue. Apparently, I'm not getting sick all the time. I'm not having any sort of negative effects from that. But that's pretty much how I've always been, which is also interesting. Let me turn that down a little bit. There we go. So, red blood cell count good. Hemoglobin. Everything's good here. Everything's in a good range. I'm telling you, everything else here, really no point. Glucose, bun, creatine. You can just take a look for yourself. It's pretty much everything else here. Now the testosterone has gone down a bit. I'd rather have this up close to 50. Probably because I haven't been having as many protein shakes with creatine in it. Like I normally put more, but I only put a little bit. So that might be why, because I know the creatine has boosted my testosterone quite a bit. Thyroid is good. Thyroid is in good acceptable range, 3.5. Estradiol, I believe, is quite a bit lower. I think it was like 180 before, possibly. I'll have to look back at my other test results. And this could be because I have been forgetting to take my estradiol pills occasionally. So, yeah, it's probably not the best thing. Vitamin D is really good. I have had vitamin D deficiency before. You don't want it under 30. I think mine was like down in like the teens before. So it was really bad. And that's when I was noticing a lot of bad effects. Now, I would love to get this up to 50. I really would. But I truly do believe, because vitamin D comes from sheep's wool, because I take the vegan one, I truly believe that is harder to absorb. I will agree with that. But I'm taking 5,000 units and I only have about 42. So yeah, it is a bit challenging. I mean, not that 50 is going to make an impact, but I would just love to see 50. I really would, because you can see the reference range 30 to 100. So if you want, a half, you want up in the 60s if you want to get right in the middle. And I'd rather have around 50, because that does really help your immune system. But not that I get sick anyway, but everything else good. I don't even know what some of these things are, but that was it. That was the end of the results. So, yes, they are my results. There you go. So, I am not anemic. I have no sort of health issue there. Okay, I am healthy. Everything is good. Everything is good. Now, of course, this is not a full, this is just, the panel that I get done. I normally see the endocrinologist. It was normally every 6 months, but I think now they've changed it to every 8 months. So I was going in, and then another 8 months later, they would run a different set of tests. Like they only do the vitamin D once a year. I think they do the B12 once a year as well, but that's not on this one. That's on the other test. And then the cholesterol is also done once a year, and that would be on the other test later that I would get. And that's usually always fine. I mean, pretty much everything is always in normal range, except for the white blood cell count. That's always slightly low. And then last time my platelets were a little low, and I'm not sure why, but it's normal now. So I don't know what was causing that at the time, but everything's good now. I think around that time I was feeling more lightheaded. I don't know. I think it wasn't in the middle of summer when that was happening, so I don't know if that correlates at all. But whatever the case is, everything is good. So this is what I like to do. I like to show you, you know, this is what my results are. This is how I eat. This is how I exercise. This is the type of lifestyle that I live. And if you do the same, you can also achieve, you know, health as well. Not necessarily 100%. You remember now, we're not fully the most healthiest people. You know, I'm not the most healthiest and such, but it is what it is. It is what it is, so. Anyway, let me read some of your comments in the previous video about anemic hair. This is going to be good. So, P. Jing says, I'm still thinking about the vegan scrambled eggs from the previous video. Yes, they were, if you've never had them, give them a try. It's the Just brand. You can get it in the refrigerator section at your grocery store, possibly if they have it. I'm not sure where you're located, but they have it here and it's very expensive. Like you can make maybe 3 omelets and it costs like $10. So I bought it once, I tried it out. Probably not going to buy it again anytime soon because it's just too much money. Amanda says, I get anemic a lot and I'm not, nor have ever been on a vegan diet. I do, however, have celiac disease, so there are many different reasons, as you say. My sister also has very thin hair, but she has never been anemic and has no digestive issues. Yeah, then we're talking a little bit about avoiding gluten and glyphosate and such. So gluten is probably not good if you have certain diseases and such, like a celiac disease is what this person has here. Let's see. So yeah, just try to avoid that sort of stuff. B says, most productive thing for the body, including hair, is natural progesterone. I've never used that actually. Cindy says, it's like a fresh turd. It's a fresh turd. Yes, it is a fresh turd. It's a fresh turd. And if Cindy, if you're thinking of taking biotin, yeah, you can take biotin. It might help, but you gotta understand what the underlying cause is. Maybe the cause is not a biotin deficiency or low biotin. That may help, but maybe it's something else. I don't know. Stephanie says, it's funny because meat isn't the best place to even receive iron from. The best source of iron is from leafy greens such as kale and spinach. So when it comes to iron, there are multiple forms of iron: heme iron and non-heme iron. Heme iron is from animal sources. Non-heme iron is from plant sources. And there are certainly differences between them and how they're absorbed and such. I believe non-heme iron is harder to absorb, but it's not as easy to get too much of it. But heme iron found in animal products, you can get, it is more absorbed, but you can get too much of it if you're eating a lot of meat products. So both are rich in you know, iron, but I always try to prefer the vegetables. And it goes back to, you know, what the comments were before. You know, it was just interesting because these people saying I'm anemic. Well, this one person saying I'm anemic, Miss Charizard there, saying I'm anemic, but I'm not. Never have been. I just showed you I'm not. So doesn't make sense. Now the other thing of interest here, and let me show you this. Okay, so I woke up this morning and I checked the video. It had like 6 or 7 dislikes on it, okay? And now it has 3. The trolls were alive last night and this morning with that video. They were disliking it like crazy. Okay? 4 dislikes have been removed from that video. Why? Because YouTube will remove dislikes, likes and dislikes from videos that are from trolls and spammers, okay? So YouTube detected high volume activity on that video and removed those trolls who were disliking the video. Probably people who created a bunch of fake accounts that day, possibly. You know what I think it was Charizard. It was Pikachu, it was Bulbasaur, it was Squirtle, you know, maybe even Charmander was involved as well. Who knows? I have no idea, but whatever other Pokemon there are, I have no idea. I wasn't a big fan of Pokemon, but yeah. So they were probably the spammers and trolls doing that, and YouTube's like, no, we don't allow Pokemon to dislike these videos. So they removed them. I've had this happen before. I've seen this before where a video gets a bunch of dislikes, and then over the next 24 hours, they get purged. They get removed. So YouTube is pretty good in that regard, but there's also many other flaws with YouTube, as you know. But Charizard, if that's what you're doing, creating all these fake accounts, if that is you, I don't know if it is you. It's there are other people who do this sort of thing, so I'm not going to put the blame on you. I have no idea. But whatever the case is, know that YouTube's onto you. YouTube's going to ban you if you keep doing this nonsense. To tell you. I literally had people go to every single one of my videos before and disliked it. And over like the next week, all those dislikes were removed. It's just insane. It's just insane. Doesn't make sense. So whatever the case is, you all take care. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any sort of disease or something, let me know. If you're struggling with some sort of disorder, mental health, physical health, I want to talk about those in the upcoming week as we approach the new year. So we have a topic here, the celiac disease. Maybe I can talk a bit about that, okay, in the next part. But if you have any other issues and you want me to talk about it, just let me know. Or if you have a family member or a friend who you want to hear about, my opinions, my perspective on it, just let me know and I'll cover those, okay? So you all take care. I'll catch you tomorrow, and hopefully you enjoyed this, okay? You take care now. Bye-bye.